The fighting in Afghanistan has come close to the heart of the capital. A car bomb explosion followed by several blasts and rapid gunfire rocked Kabul on Tuesday night. While the fighting so far has been relegated to rural areas, the Tuesday night attack took place not far from the Green Zone, a heavily fortified area that houses several government officials and embassies, including the US mission. 3 civilians and 3 attackers were killed in the attack, according to security officials. Interior Minister officials the attack seemed to target the acting defense minister's home. Bismillah Khan Mohammadi, Afghanistan's acting defense minister, said that neither he nor his family members were hurt, though several of his bodyguards were wounded.
A suicide attack carried out by wild terrorists targeted my residential house. During the incident, by the grace of God, neither me nor my family members were hurt, but unfortunately a number of my bodyguards were wounded. I assure my beloved countrymen that such attacks cannot have any impact on my willingness to defend my countrymen and my country.
A Kabul police spokesperson said that at least 30 civilians had been rescued from the blast site and that the city's emergency hospital said in a tweet it had so far received 11 people wounded in the attack. The United States condemned the killing and called on the Taliban to immediately end the violence.
We unequivocally condemn the bombing and we continue to stand by our partners, our Afghan partners. We join in calling on the Taliban and all parties to immediately end the violence, to agree to a permanent and comprehensive ceasefire, and engage fully in peace negotiations to end the suffering of the Afghan people.
The attack comes as the Taliban gained control over several key provincial capitals in the country. They are Lashkar Gah, Kandahar and Herat. The latest provincial capital under attack is Lashkar Gah. It's a huge strategic defeat for the government, which had pledged to defend strategic centers. Afghan forces appealed to residents of Lashkar Gah to vacate as fighting continued to regain control of the city. Afghan government launched airstrikes backed by the US in a desperate effort to defend the city. The fall of Lashkar Gah would be a major turning point in the offensive the Taliban have waged over the past months. If Taliban succeeds, it would be the first provincial capital captured by the Talibaneers. According to the United Nations, at least 40 civilians have already been killed in the crossfire. As fighting intensifies, the United States on Tuesday admitted that one of the many concerns about Afghanistan is that it could spiral into a civil war since the US and NATO allies began withdrawing troops in the country. Violence has only escalated as Taliban launched an offensive to gain more territories in the country.
Look, we're going to be looking to their actions. They have said that they see the utility of a negotiated solution. They are engaged in Doha, but the simple point remains that if they attempt and seek to do otherwise, if they seek to contravene what they have said, then they will be an international pariah. They won't have the support of their people. They won't have the support of the international community. And the concern on the part of all of us, one of many concerns, is that the result will be civil war. Will be a civil war in which the Afghan people do not have and won't be in a position to achieve the safety and security in which they deserve to live.
Abandoning Afghanistan in an incident, haste has paved the way for total chaos. Cities are falling, civilian death count is rising, and public executions have begun as the Taliban conquer wider swathes of the territory. The hope of negotiating peace recedes, but America is putting all their eggs in one basket. The Doha talks, as the spokesperson of US State Department continued with his diplomatic response in a press conference, a State Department reporter decided to call out the Biden administration's self-righteous actions in Afghanistan.
The Taliban continue to engage in Doha. There has been progress in Doha.
You know what? If I had a room at the Four Seasons in Doha and it was negotiating on, I would say whatever. But that doesn't matter what happens in Doha, frankly.
It absolutely does.
No, what matters is the atrocities that you even say are being committed on the ground right now and are getting worse every day.
Matt, I'm afraid we might
I'll
be mixing
stop.
personal opinions with.
It's not. It's fact. You admit it. You acknowledged it. That it's getting worse. You acknowledge that there are horrendous attacks. I'll go back to my notes.
Any Afghan government will seek a few things. Number one is durability. It would not be to the Taliban's benefit. It would not be to anyone's benefit to have a government that is beset by civil war and violence.
Fair enough, but you're the one, your words, outrageous and atrocious
Absolutely.
attacks against
Absolutely.
the Afghan people that are only getting worse.
Absolutely. And that's why we are supporting the intra-Afghan talks. We are seeking to do all we can to support the arrival at an outcome that is just and then importantly is durable. All parties want a solution that is durable.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.